Hey guys, this is Christian from Team Moons here, bringing you my Nekroz deck profile. I know this deck is not as strong as it used to be, but that's fine. I still really like the deck, and I still think it's pretty decent in its state. So let's get into it. First off, playing the 3 Gungnir, really good for getting around stuff like Raigeki, especially if you have your main monsters on the field. Really good for stopping Raigeki, really good for stopping anything that destroys your monsters. Really helpful there. Play 3 Colossus, because he's your ritual spell searcher, and he stops effects and attacks from happening in either player's turn. For monsters, anyway. Play the 2 Nekroz Valkyris, really good. Stops battle phase by discarding and banishing a card, discarding him. And you can tribute up to 2 monsters from the hand or field and draw 2 cards for it, so you can +2 off it. And if you do it right, you can plus off a lot more stuff as well. Next, we got the 2 Trishula. He's one of the funniest cards in the deck, especially if my opponent uses something that they really need to get around a monster for. Just go nope and negate it, because it targets Nekroz monsters. And when he's Ritual Summon, obviously, he just does what the old Trishula does, except weaker, because you need to have targets in each of the hand, field, or graveyard, at least one. So, yeah. Play 2 Decisive Armor. He's your Honest. Get 1,000 attack defense by discarding it for a Nekroz monster. And you can target a set card and pop and banish it. So, it's really helpful. And it includes for monsters, too, so that's pretty good. Play the 1 Nekroz Brionek, because he's at 1, and he's so good. Because discard him, get any Nekroz monster, so get him to get Valkyris or get Unicorn for your search, depending on how you want to play it. And when he's summoned to the field, target up 2 face-up monsters from the extra deck and bounce them back. So really good. And play the 1 Unicorn, because he's also at 1, and he negates special summon from monsters, special summon for the extra deck. And I can discard and add any Nekroz card from my graveyard to hand. Play 3 Jew, because 6 Jew to me just doesn't seem as consistent anymore. And I usually only go for him when I really need to start off like my Unicorn play or get my Valkyris or anything like that. So it's kind of dependent on a couple things. Play the 2 Dance Princess, because the form, like I said, I'll say like the format is different. Solemn Strike being a thing now, and there's cards coming up that negate other things. Or they negate spell cards and stuff like that. So like she's really good because then they can't be negated in my opinion. So and she's also ranked level 4, so I can go to my rank 4s. Here's my my special preference for stuff like that. I play the 2 Gishki Shadow and the 3 Gishki Shadow and the 2 Gishki Vision. Basically, you're short in a different form, because they can be used for the tributes of your water monsters. So you can get your Valkyria set with 1 monster, or your Decisive Armor, or anything like that. That's it for monsters. Going into spells, 3 Kaleidoscope, so you can go into your Herald of Arclight play, you can go to Shooting Star to get Valkyris and Unicorn and stuff like that. And when you banish it, a Nekroz monster, you can get it back to hand. 3 Mirror, just because I know that people played this a lot at 2, but I find just having it helpful at 3, because then I'll use the banish effect at least once per duel or anything like that. But I use it more for the field stuff, and plus where I have more than 1 short in the hand, basically in the deck now because of the Gishki cards, I can play more of the ritual spells and plus a lot and get a lot more on the field. And it has the same last effect: banish this card and a Nekroz monster, add a ritual spell back to your hand, deck, and then you got Cycle, which is your Monster Reborn, same thing, just a tribute monster from the hand or field, special summon from the hand or grave, and the banish effect is also the same. And then you got your staples, 3 MST. I play 2 Galaxy Cyclone because I like having that extra destruction for the back row, and I can use it in the next turn for destroying their face-up field spells or their continuous spells. Like if you play like Yosan Jews, you can just pop their tankies, or if you play against Cosmos, you can pop their Cosmo Town, or anything like that. Then play the Book of Moon for getting around that stuff. Play Rhoda for Colossus, and play Preparation of Rites because it's a ritual deck and you need to have the consistency to search and also get your spells back to hand. Now going to extra deck. This only got Synchros and Exceeds in it. The Synchros are meant for Kaleidoscope targets, and the Exceeds are meant for actually bringing to the field and getting their effects. So, got the 2 Herald of Arclight because Unicorn is only at 1. But I can recycle it with my other monsters, so having the second one there is okay, because then I can get a second search. Have Gravity Warrior in there just for Brionek target. Have Tetsunoko in there for Colossus target. Malefic Paradox Dragon for 2 monster targets, so I can go for Gungnir, Colossus, or Brio and Unicorn, or anything like that. And Shooting Star Dragon because it's just it's a perfect all-board monster to tribute for Kaleidoscope. Then I go into Exceeds. Still not as good as what it was from previous format, like from when it first came out, but it still works. Play the one Emerald because he's just recycle Exceed of the deck. For shuffle 3 back and draw 1, so I can shuffle back my Unicorn, my Brio, and like anything I've discarded already, I can shuffle them back and draw them, if that possibility is there. Play Bahamut Shark because it's a water deck. I find he's really good because he's 2600 beater. I can special summon another one for my extra deck, and then next turn with one particular card in here I can use it. It's really helpful because then I have another monster that's just as good. Speaking of which, play the one Nightmare Shark. He's my target for Bahamut, and he's really good because if I attach him with, say, like Clausolus that's dead in hand or anything like that, and I don't need it, I can attach it to this as a material, and while I can use it to attack directly, so it's really helpful in that regard. Play the one Shark because I can steal your monsters, and I can prevent them from popping, which is really helpful. Castel to shuffle stuff back into the deck, and just mess up a lot of plays. Abyss Dweller, because he's a good card in the graveyard, and he's really helpful against a lot of different things, especially getting rid of spells and traps that can be as my opponent's turn. And run the one Downer Magician, because going into it using Nightmare Shark after attacking directly is kind of a satisfying feeling. I haven't really used this play yet, but that's because like anytime I've gone into the extra deck for this, I've always gone for Emerald and other things like Castel or Abyss Dweller, just because they're better options a lot of times when here at locals, but it's still a good engine to play, in my opinion, especially with the deck as weak as it is now. But it works. It works a lot, in my opinion, once you do play it. My side deck for this is just geared to locals, but it's helpful. Phantom Chaos, I would main deck this if I had better options, but just with the way the deck is now, is really consistent, and you're really good because I can banish Gungnir or Decisive Armor, for example. I can use the destruction effects, so really helpful for that. Play the one Solemn Scolding. I don't like Strike because it only targets monsters, which I know is really good, but I don't like it because it doesn't target as much. I like having me have an out to everything, so this is why. It's heavy cost, but for the heavy cost, you can stop pretty much anything. It's like Solemn Judgment back to 1, in my opinion, or back to 3. Lose 1 turn because, well, a lot of decks here at locals special summon a lot of the time, and I like to be able to just stop that stuff. So negate and then special summon, put them in defense position so they can't attack me. Then These Emptiness, just because it's a good card, and same reason as lose 1 turn, because a lot of decks here special summon, except for like a couple of them. Pendulum Hole, because it's really good against pendulum decks, and there's quite a few of them here, so it's good to side deck. Mask of Restrict, because I don't want to be kaiju, so have fun with that. And played 2 Mind Crush because all the same decks that are here, they do a lot of searching, so let's just say that I just don't want them to have that stuff. I can stop their plays right off the bat. That's it for the profile. Not much left to it. If you want, you can just you can subscribe to Moon Gaming if you like these profiles. But yeah, this is Christian from Team Moon signing off.